Hi, I'm John Burke.
And I'm Alex Huffard.
And we are Burke and Company.
And this is the Monday Market Minute.
Indeed, it is. And this week, this time of the year, I spend a lot of time trying to tell people that, people are always asking, how do I get the best deal? When's the best time to buy? Well, we are in the best time to buy. Now, nobody's going to listen to me because they're all going to decide they're busy with the holidays. But if you're looking to get the absolute best prices generally on any houses you're going to find down here at the shore, the time to come down and make the offers is in November and December, where the properties that tried to sell in the fall and didn't manage to do it are sitting there, and they're thinking they're not going to get a lot of attention until March or April or May. So if you come down now, you're going to give some people that don't have a lot going on an offer that they can consider to be done with things now, as opposed to having to wait all the way into the spring. So this is the time to do that.
In the past couple of weeks, we've talked about our listings. So this week, we're going to kind of make a left turn, and we're going to talk about other people's listings. Because as agents, both working for the listing and the buying side, we have a natural tendency to talk about our listings. But
a little bit of a bias there.
Yeah, naturally. But if you came to us as a buyer during this time of year and you listened to John and said, well, you know what, Mr. Burke makes a lot of good sense with this. So maybe we should take a look at it.
Yeah, even beyond that, if I were buying, these are houses that I'd be looking at to possibly get a really good deal right now. In a market that it's become increasingly hard to find a great deal, and we're in a really good market. We have been for a few years, and it looks like we might be for a few years. So it's a good time to buy. We have upward momentum, but it gets harder and harder to find those sort of standout spots. So we're trying to pick out just a few of them for you. And one of them I want to start with is 131 44th Street West in Seattle City. It's about a 10-year-old townhouse, which is an awesome category of home right now because you have the bonus room, which helps you a lot if you're planning on renting. It's a 5-bedroom, 3.5 bath on a great street. My parents live on this street. People always think, we're down in the 40s. You're not in the middle of everything. You got a church on the street, and this is a property that's now listed at $775,000. I think, because of how long it's been on the market and what's going on, that this might be the time that you could maybe show up at the right time of the year, put a number out there. And if you found a way to get this property down to or below $750,000, compared to what's already sold in the fall this year, you'd be making a really great purchase. So 131 44th Street starts as one of my really great picks right now. And if you're interested in it, I'd love to come up with a strategy about, what might be possible or how to make a move there.
I got a curveball. When we came up with this idea, naturally, we have a kind of an angle to talk about Seattle more often. And I have a tendency to talk about Atlantic County, Upper Township, that area.
Sure.
So I'm going to go way off of the beaten path. I enjoy Ocean City, obviously, because I grew up in Ocean City. And it has a certain element to it that has a residential home feel while not being as, shore town, that you feel a lot
Sure.
here in Seattle.
Yep.
So another place where a lot of attention isn't right now is Wildwood Crest.
Wildwood Crest is a hidden gem. And not as far off the beaten path anymore. The improvements that they made to the southern portions of the parkway have made that more accessible than it ever was before, which ultimately might help property values there. Just a theory that I've had for a little bit of time.
And on the subject of Wildwood, it's dry. Comparatively, when you're talking about the rest of...
You're talking about the island of Wildwood, right? Wildwood Crest is a dry town, both in the sense that there are no bars there, which keeps it nice, quiet, and residential, and it's also extremely dry. There's very little flooding in Wildwood Crest, one of the best towns down here for that.
So, if you were shopping in Seattle, if you called and you were looking to spend, let's say, between $500 and $600, and maybe on the south side of $500,000, inventory is not that high right now. There's not a whole lot hanging out there.
3 years ago, we could be looking at a few side-by-side townhouses with those sort of numbers. And today, if you want to be under 6, it's getting very, very hard to find 4 bedrooms here in Seattle.
So I'm going to lobby a few at you right now. I'm going to move kind of north to south, so to speak, on the monetary scale.
If you can get yourself off Seattle and go down and take a look at Wildwood Crest, you might be pleasantly surprised at what you're going to find there. And some of the homes that you like right now are?
First is 301 East Miami. That is a 3-bed, 2-bath. The other two I'm going to talk about are 2 4s.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to slide right down the list.
Just throw them.
That's closer to $600,000.
Yep.
When we move to 221 East Charleston Avenue, that is a 4-bed, 2-bath, kind of conventional sort of feeling home. It feels like it's in the middle of a neighborhood, has a swimming pool in the back. It has just a good feel all the way around. You're in the mid-5s at that point, about $550,000 listed. And you could probably come off because it's that time of year.
Sure.
And then we go to 223 East Topeka. And that's on the lower end. That's listed below 5. So you could get a shore house
Alex,
with a lot of
I
movement.
love your thinking. I think Wildwood Crest is one of the most up and coming places down here. It is an amazing town. Very residential feel like you're just talking about. And I think these prices, purchasing there now, it's sort of a case of it'll follow what's going on in some of the other markets. So I'm going to bring us back up north now. The one other property I want to mention for a long time down here in CI, I've been talking about the beach block, the beach block, the beach block. Older homes on the beach block have had trouble competing against the new construction on the 100 block, and because of that, a lot of them have sat out there. There's a property right now, 1769th Street, that is on a huge lot. It's been on the market for a really, really long time. They have moved down the price quite a bit, but it's a very big lot. It's 56 by 110. It's a 5-bedroom house. It is very big when you get inside. It's a great block at 69th Street. You could rent, can I say the hell out of this thing? You could rent the hell out of this thing. $45,000 plus, maybe $50,000 pretty quickly. It's in fantastic shape, actually. It's been redone and it actually looks gorgeous inside. I think what's hurt it is a very prominent, very big agent across the South Jersey region. Jeff Quinton has it listed. Jeff Quinton, I mean, I'm a little peon in Jeff Quinton's big pond, but Jeff Quinton has struggled, I think, in a high end market like Seattle to move properties sometimes. There's not the same line of communication that we have with other agents down here. A lot of times we're out looking at properties and we just want to get into another property, and some of the rigmarole you have to go through with the Quinton group in order to get yourself in there, and the numbers you have to call in, it doesn't. So it hurts the property. It hurts the property's ability to sell, I think, which is why this property, even at the price it's at, is still on the market a year later. It shouldn't be there. It should not be there. So that's another property that I'd love to come up with a strategy with somebody on about, how to make an offer, how to approach it, and how to find a way to get this property below 8 or at 8 would really, in my opinion, given a few years to allow the beach block to do what I expect it to do, work out fantastically for somebody long term. So this week, we talked about properties that are not our properties. We have no vested interest in these listings. We're not working for somebody trying to sell these listings. And I think that there are, some real opportunities out there if you can get away from the turkey preparation and you can pull yourself away from the Christmas shopping or the holiday shopping and get yourself down here. If you're thinking about buying a home, people always ask, when should we do it? You should do it now. And I'm going to say right now, nobody's going to listen to me. Nobody ever listens to me. Nobody ever comes down. But if you are willing to come down, we can probably find you the best deal that you're going to get.
So on the subject, before we wrap up, this is the time of year where real estate agents generally go into hibernation. And we're going to be working all the way through the winter. If you want to come down now, if you want to look at a property, we're ready to work and move as intensely as everyone else is in August, November, December, January.
Yes. So with that, once again, I am John Burke.
I'm Alex Huffard.
We are Burke & Company, and we'll see you next week.